Hello, so I'm just going to compose a mini podcast from 3 recordings that I've made. I've got the introduction music, called it Culture Time Music. You can see the title at the top of the screen. I've got a first segment, which is called Part 1 here, and I've got a second segment, the last segment here, okay? So it's not the full representation of a structure for a podcast, but just shows you the basics of putting some files together to make a podcast. So first of all, the process works by appending audio onto an audio file. So appending is just a process of, say, the first recording covers the first minute. Appending would be putting in audio at the end, so minutes, say, 2 to 3 onwards. So what I'm going to do is, first of all, copy the introduction music, okay, because I want to create a whole new podcast. I don't want to alter these files in any way, or I'll certainly alter this one anyway. So I'm duplicating that, okay, it says it's been duplicated. I can look back here and you can see that there's 2 entries saying Culture Time Music there. I'm going to change one of them. Let's go back and change the right one. It doesn't matter really which is the right one. Just going to change one of them. So I'm just going to rename this, right? So I'm going to change the title, just down here. So I'm just going to say here and call it Podcast 1 as the title. Okay. Right, so I've still got the parts. I've got Culture Time Music Part 1 and 2, and then I've got this podcast. Now the podcast is a copy of the Culture Time Music. Now what I'm going to do is click on Part 1 and then say append to another record. Right, so it's saying, what do I want to copy this music? Let's copy this segment to the end of. So I'm going to copy it to the end of podcast 1. So it's done that. And then I need to go to segment 2 and just do similar with that. So I need to append to another record and then put that at the end of podcast 1. Okay. And if I play this back, you should see that these parts are now concatenated. So I'm going to click on podcast 1, but you should see in this listing that it's 22 seconds long, and that should match up with the sum of Culture Time Music Part 1 and Part 2, right? So I'm going to press podcast 1 and play it, and let's hear what this does. It's culture time, it's not mine, it's Paul's culture time. This is recording number 1. Part 2. Okay, and we're done. So I hope that's relatively easy to follow. That's the first time I've actually done this, but so excuse the description is not exactly that lucid, but please come back to me if you've got any questions. Cheers.